Welcome back to This Morning. Now, at the end of last year, 12-year-old Howard was diagnosed with a rare arm cancer and has been undergoing chemotherapy.
The treatment means he's had to miss lots of lessons at school. But he's now got a little friend to help him out. This is A.V. Howard, his very own robot.
Yeah, so Howard's here to tell us more alongside his mum, Hermione, and A.V. Howard. Good morning.
Good morning
Good morning.
to both of you. It's so lovely to see you.
Yeah, you too.
So, first of all, sorry you haven't been even too well. Just to remind you, when did you suspect something was wrong? It was quite innocuous, right?
It was about a year ago, and you'd been on a bike ride with Dad, and he'd come back and said the reverberations from just cycling were causing you pain right across your sort of scapular and shoulder area. And, you know, that's not normal for a child who's just normally, you know, playing around and doing his normal life. And we had it checked out, and they sort of took them a few months, didn't it, to sort of figure out what it was.
Yeah.
And then just before Christmas, we had a diagnosis that was a relatively rare tumour across his back, which affected the mobility of his arm, and was quite a painful scenario for him. So we started a week later. The treatment that they suggested was weekly chemotherapy.
Yeah.
So we're sort of 6 months in on that, aren't we, mate?
Yeah.
And how's it going? How's the treatment going? How are you feeling?
It's been a rough journey.
How's it, darling?
It's been horrible. Yeah. It makes me feel sick all the time, and I'm missing school left and right here.
Well, that's the thing. That's why we're here, really, to discuss the missing school part.
Yeah.
So, to start with, did you just think, like, this is going to wipe me out for, you know, a year or two, and how am I going to get back into my studies?
That's what I was originally thinking, because I was getting up to the point where I was missing 3-4 days of school, and I was losing track. I couldn't keep up, and I was really worried about that, because I do enjoy school.
And also your mates and just being around the whole kind of process.
Yeah, and the social side of it, you're not seeing your friend. You might see your friends once a week, and that one time once a week, you're feeling sick. So you're not. And it was getting to the point where you feel kind of isolated in a way. And so.
I love the fact that you actually wanted to get back to school.
Yeah.
I mean, not all children. They'll be like, oh, this is great. Have a bit of time off, recover, not even think about school. But it does, I mean, it affects, when you don't have your friends in your life, it affects your mental health, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's that was one of the key things around this. And we first were introduced to this robot through a children's charity called Momentum. And they came and visited you in hospital, didn't they? Yeah. And shot some hoops of the basketball and just had a bit of a chat, and soon realised that you were very keen on school and were anxious about missing so much time. And Cameron suggested this robot, that they had another link to another charity called Chartwell Children's Cancer Charity. And between them, they were able to make an application that was successful, which meant that Howard could access school again wherever he was, whether he was feeling poorly or in hospital or wherever. So it's been a game changer.
It's phenomenal, really, isn't it? It's phenomenal, really, because it's not just having like an artificial you there. So obviously we're not connected at the moment, but you can interact through.
Yeah,
is that right?
I can. There's loads of different features about it. I can change its eyes, and I can change its facial expression. So if I'm a bit confused, I can raise its eyebrow. Yeah, I can.
So the teacher could see that in class and go,
is
everything all right there, Howard?
That's exactly what happens. And then I can make it, like, really excited and the eyes change, or I can make it sad.
That's so clever.
Yeah.
You can move him, can't you?
I can move his head around, and I can spin round.
And you can actually see what's going on in the classroom, see what your friends are doing.
Yeah, I can.
So it's basically your eyes and ears in the classroom.
Yeah, and then...
And can your friends interact with it as well?
Yeah, they can talk, and I can talk through it as well. I can put it on 3 different modes. I can put it on a whisper mode, I can put it on a normal mode, and I can put it on an assembly mode. So the whisper mode is if you're in class or something like that, and you can talk to your friend next to you without disrupting the whole class.
Well, hang on a second. There's a flip side to this coin, which is it means you can be a bit naughty with it. So does it work both ways? Can your teacher tell off AV, Howard?
Yes. And
Do you want to share that you were told off last week?
No, you wasn't.
Come on.
I was. So I was in class and my brother was with me and he was just, we were sat there and I was with my headphones and
You'd gone to hospital, hadn't you?
I'd gone to hospital and he didn't realise how sensitive it was. So it's a touch screen and if you move it slightly, the whole head turns. But he went and he flipped it and the robot just couldn't stop spinning.
No.
360s
So
in the class.
I was spinning for about 5 minutes.
No.
And I got shouted at during lesson, and she was like, Howard, stop that, and I was like, I can't, and you just
But
had
your
to
mates
wait.
were loving it
Oh
as well.
my gosh.
Your brother was
Everyone was
crying, laughing in the
Yeah.
background.
What's so lovely is your friends actually look after AV,
Yeah.
don't they? And they
Yeah.
carry him around. And don't you talk to your mates on the way to class?
Yeah, I can, and it's all of the part of the robot in itself doesn't work without all these people behind the scenes. So
Yeah.
you've got my friends who carry it from class to class, and they'll turn it off and give it back to the medical staff who charge it overnight, and then I'll be ready for the next morning.
So lovely.
Or
I had one of the reasons we need you to get better and we invited you
Yes.
in largely is for us because we hear you're an incredible cook. And we need you to get better so you can come into the kitchen and cook us a dish. Beef Wellington,
We've heard
right?
about the beef Wellington.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did do that. Yeah, me and my brother did that at Christmas.
Very impressive.
That was-
So our chefs have heard about this. We've got a couple of messages from our chefs. Let's take a look at this.
I wanted to say how impressed I am with you keeping up with your homework. You really are such a superstar.
I hear you are an incredible cook and I heard you made the most beautiful beef Wellington. So keep up the cooking and congratulations on all you're doing. Your studies sound fantastic and great to hear all your success.
A little birdie tells me you like a bit of cooking and your speciality is beef Wellington. I'll tell you what, one day we'll cook it together.
Hi Howard, get well soon. I've heard you're missing out on school, but how cool is that to have your own AV Howard robot? I'm sure you'll be back in class in no time, and I'd love to come round and do a little cookery class if you're up for it.
Oh, they're all coming round to your
You'll be
house.
inundated, Howard.
It's going to be a busy
I was like, I
kitchen.
didn't ask for that.
Sound good?
Yeah.
That's
Have we got this for
amazing,
you as well,
right?
Howard?
Oh,
It's
this
one
is
of
a
our-
This Morning apron. That is just
Thank
for
you
you.
very much.
And we are looking forward to tasting your food, young man.
Super kind.
And AV Howard, thank you so
Thanks,
very
AV
much.
Howard.
Thank you for coming in.
Stop
Thank you,
spinning around.
Armani.
Thank
very
you. Thanks,
much.
Armani.
Thank